Hey guys, happy Thursday. We are going to finish up Genesis chapter 1 on Sunday morning, so let's jump right into it because there's a lot of good stuff that we're going to talk about. I love the fact that we're talking about being created in God's image because that's something that we as believers, teenager or otherwise, don't seem to have a really good handle on what that means. And this lesson does such a good job of explaining that in a tangible, easily understood way. The point that I'd love for you guys to make, especially for you ladies as you're teaching the girls, help the girls to understand that it's not just men that were created in God's image. Women were as well. Men get to display God's creativity. Men get to display God's strength and power and leadership. But women also get to display God's beauty and God's grace and God's gentleness and God's ability to organize and bring order. And it's just, we all serve different roles, and it's not exclusive just to men to be creative or to be orderful for just women. He does that through guys and girls, but help the girls to understand that. If you want to read more about it, by the way, there's this awesome book by John Eldredge called Wild at Heart. I read it years ago and really like it. Discusses some neat stuff, but yeah, guys and girls were made in God's image. Number two, there are some really awesome paragraphs, especially the paragraph on the page of top 20, on the top of page 20. um, I'm telling you this just to simply say it's totally okay and it's even good sometimes just to read that paragraph verbatim. That paragraph in particular, I would totally read that to them. It's specifically about how God's creativity is explained through us, through some of the stuff that we do. Um, it's a really powerful paragraph, and when you read a paragraph, some people might think that, oh, students are going to think that's boring. They won't. In fact, a lot of them will lean in a little bit closer just so they can hear what's going on, and that's a really good one. So don't hesitate to read a paragraph verbatim. Practice it a time or two just so it flows off the tip of your tongue, but that's a good one to do that. By the way, on the top of page 17, one of the icebreakers talks about needing a dry erase board. I have several dry erase boards in my office. These are the ones that I got for the group leaders for 712. But I would love to be able to share those with you as well. And so if you want a dry erase board so you can do that activity, let me know and we'll get you one. In fact, anytime you need anything, any tool like that, give me a heads up and I will happily do everything I can to go get that for you so that you can be successful. That's how I want to help you guys out. So if you want something, need some, let me know. We'll try to make that happen, okay? Number four, we were uniquely made by God's hand. So if you read through the creation account, it's very cool to see that everything that God makes up until he makes humans, he speaks into existence. He says, let there be giraffes, let there be water, let there be fish and birds and skies and stars and so on. But when it comes to human beings, God reaches down, he scoops down, and he forms humans by hand, like Play-Doh. This would have taken him some time. Humans are unique in the fact that we get to have the Imago Dei, that's the image of God in Latin. We have that, but also the fact that God took a special amount of time to create and form us is pretty amazing as well. And then on top of that, he breathed the Spirit into us, which is an amazing thing. So I would point that out to students and even point out the fact that God still spends a special amount of time on us to this day. Uh, on average, it takes the baby 9 months to be born. And the Psalms tell us that literally Jesus is knitting us in our mother's womb. He's uniquely putting us together. That's an amazing thing. So point that out to him. Number five, we were created for him and not ourselves. Help the students see that, remind them of that. Colossians chapter 1 reminds us that almost all of the church creeds say the same thing. What's the chief end of man? The chief end of man is to know God and to love him forever. That's why we're here. We're here to represent him and to know him and to bring him pleasure. And we as human beings need to be reminded of that a whole lot. And then finally, number six, we're here representing God. So what we talked about on Wednesday night at 7:12 this week was how it's our job to represent Jesus and to help other people know him. We looked at specifically Luke chapter 3 and John the Baptist and what he said that he came to do. It's our role to do the same thing. We're the forebearers for Christ. We're the ones who are supposed to be leveling ground and making straight paths for other people to get to Jesus. And as representatives of God and image bearers of God, we get to do that really well. It's the same job that God gave to Adam and Eve. He told Adam and Eve to subdue the earth and to bring order to it. It's our job to do that, spiritually speaking, by bringing order to the earth by sharing the gospel with others so that they might know and love Christ as well. Guys, I love y'all. I'm so thankful to work with you. Have an awesome week, and we'll see you later. Bye.